All right, we have a friend to the room on the line, boxing aficionado, Brooklyn legend, our girl, Rosie Perez.
What's up? How you doing?
Fresh off the jet, we know we have to get into this a little bit. Oscar talk, Will Smith, Chris Rock. I know you're probably tired of hearing about it. Chris Rock is from Brooklyn, you're from Brooklyn, so you might have a little biasness there. But do you think everything is playing out the way it should be, meaning Will resigning from the academy and all the backlash that he's getting for the action,
the slap. What are we scared of here? The slap. He slapped Chris Rock in the face.
What was your initial reaction, Rosie?
Funny thing, what happened was that that dress that I had to pour myself into, I had not eaten all day, and I hit a wall, and I said, oh, I gotta go. As we're walking out, the slap happened, and I saw it on the monitor.
Wow.
And I said, wait, full disclosure, me and Chris are very good friends. He used to live around the corner from me.
Wow.
We have the same publicist. So I called my publicist. I said, was that real? And she was like, yes, unfortunately. I said, well, I'm going to run back in there. And she said, no, he's leaving.
So just like a Brooklyn night, you see a fight, you go back towards it.
All my friends, all my family and friends were like, God was with you, because knowing you would have jumped on that stage.
That's why God had to make you exit the room. Like, Rosie, you get out of here for y'all jump Will in here.
Exactly. And so, and it was unfortunate because I know Will, I know Jada, they're very lovely people. I have nothing against them. And it was just really, really shocking. And it was very unfortunate. And the irony is that they were celebrating the memoriam of Sidney Poitier, who made changes for people of color in such a big way. And to have that happen was just so unfortunate. And I saw Chris later that night, and he was fine. He was, shook, understandably so. But, he had all his, faculties in order and everything like that. And I have to give it to him because he was a class act. I don't know if I could have maintained, even with all the therapy I've had received in my life, and it was just unfortunate. In regards to repercussions, I can't speak to that. I am part of the academy, so I can't really comment on that, but it was an unfortunate incident. And the crazy thing was Masvidal in Covington, they had an altercation. One person ended up being arrested.
Yes.
Will really was very, very lucky that Chris didn't press charges.
Yeah.
Right. What do you think this is going to do for Chris Rock's career? Because I believe like the whole world is waiting for his response, and he just happens to be on, have a tour coming out with Kevin Hart and his own tour that's happening. I got tickets to one of the shows before this happened. What do you think it's going to do for his career?
I think it is already doing something for his career. I mean, the tickets went from $100 to $2,000.
Wow. I'm glad I bought mine when I did.
Yes, and they've added shows. And also remember, he's going to do a show overseas with Dave Chappelle. So that's going to prove very interesting. And it's just, I mean, everyone kept calling me and saying, oh, you're a fight fan. What did you think of it? I said, what I think of it is what Nelson Mandela said. Boxing is great because it's two consenting adults getting inside the ring and acting like gentlemen.
Speaking of boxing, we can shift to that. We could go on all day about the situation, but here's two, not gentlemen, but I guess the most classy ladies you can ever imagine in a sport. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, going down April 30th in our hometown, New York City. You're a Puerto Rican, Rosie, so I know where you're going with this, but I know you love Katie and the sport of boxing. Obviously, you're going to be there front center that night.
Oh, yes, and I am very, very excited. And this was long overdue, and kudos to the Zone, kudos to Jake Paul. Kudos to him. this should have happened a long, long time ago. But I'm glad that it's happening now. And, with the equal rights amendments and equal pay for equal play, this is going to make a big, big statement. This fight is actually bigger than Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. This fight is making a really social and political statement. And I am so happy that I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in a moment of history, and I don't think that this is not going to be historic.
Oh my God, Madison Square Garden, the whole garden there. I don't know. I was told that they sold out, almost sold out. It's a historic moment for women's boxing, for sure.
It really is. And it's going to be a really good fight. That's the thing about it. Amanda Serrano, people say, oh, well, she's older. So is Katie Taylor.
Yeah.
And they've both taken some licks, with Person and Amanda, she's had a couple of difficult fights too. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what's going to go down. And I saw Amanda Serrano in training, and she looks ready. And I told her, I said, I've never seen you with this amount of mental fortitude. You've always been in shape. You've stayed in shape. You stay in the gym, but your mindset is different, and you are scaring me in a good way,
Wow.
And and the tricky thing about it is that Katie Taylor never shows her hand. In every single interview, she is cool as ice. It's just amazing. She's dazzling to me in that regard. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen, and everyone's saying it, and I'll say it again. If Amanda goes in there and hits that body and attacks that body, she's gonna have a chance. If she doesn't, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night, and it's going to be a really, really tough, exciting, elite level fight.
Yeah, I would say the same thing about Amanda Serrano, about her disposition, and she's like even level all the time, like no emotions except happiness and kindness and respect. But do you think that women like yourself and Serena Williams and Layla Ali and women who have been at such, powerful in their respective genres, do you think they should possibly try and be a part of this as well?
Yes. I was having a conversation the other day. It's like, why doesn't the Garden invite half of the WNBA, invite the women from the soccer team who really made history in fighting for equal rights and equal pay? I mean, have Billie Jean King there, have everybody there, every woman who is worth their salt, who never backed down and said, I deserve a seat at this table and you are going to serve me lovely. They should be front and center and celebrating, and so should all the men that help women in their plight for equal rights. They should be sitting ringside as well. Man, this thing is so exciting. I have been waiting for a night like this in boxing all my life.
Well, they have to save some tickets for Ak and Barack, so they can't invite everybody, but yes, indeed. No, and listen, let's talk about the crowd. Like, we've been to, I know you know what Tito Trinidad used to do in the Garden, and then what Miguel Cotto used to do in the Garden. But there's a big Irish community in New York City. Katie Taylor is going to have a lot of people there. How do you think what do you think the crowd is going to gauge when it comes to Puerto Ricans and Irish? Is it going to be even? Or are we going to have more Ricans, more Irish? What do you expect that night?
I don't know. People have been asking me that for the longest since this fight has been announced. But all I know is that it's going to be packed and it's going to be loud because both nationalities are very loud and proud. And so it's going to be crazy. And I just hope everybody acts accordingly.
Behaves. Yeah. No alcohol. Matter of fact, no alcohol in the Garden that day.
Yeah. I mean, even if you look at the Belenga fight that just happened and how he packed, the Hulu Theater, I mean, that's insanity. So imagine all the Puerto Ricans that are going to be coming out. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We are not quite.
No. And it's guys like that, Edgar Belenga and Felix Trinidad and Cotto, who should be speaking up and saying, everybody needs to go to the fight. All of the people that support me need to go to this fight. Now, there's also another women's fight that might be happening in June, July. We don't know yet. Savannah Marshall versus Claressa Shields. How do you see that fight playing out?
Savannah Marshall has been talking some crap, man. I mean, she's doing it right in regards to hyping it up. I mean, that's how you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And I give her a lot of credit for that. But Clarissa Shields, everybody tries to criticize Clarissa and saying that, well, she doesn't knock out opponents. You know what? She always wins. Mm-hmm. She's always wins, and that's just the point of it all. It doesn't matter how you win the fight. The point is to win the fight. And I think that for me, Savannah is the first person that I saw kind of get under Clarissa's skin.
Right.
So it really depends, because Clarissa is a very, very passionate and very, very emotional person. And she can be very calm and composed in a fight, but nobody's ever rattled her. No one's ever really talked smack like this before. So that's going to be interesting to see what her maturity is going to be in the ring, because this fight is hers to win.
Right. Yeah,
I think that it's a mental fight more than anything.
All right, listen, Rosie, it's always a pleasure chopping it up with you. I guess we'll see you in New York on April 30th in person, as always.
Thank you. And I hope everybody tunes in and comes out to Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. We got to do this, people. We got to support this fight. It is going to be a banger. It's going to be exciting. And we need to support women's boxing. And thank you, Dazn, for doing that. Thank you so much.